Tokyo could be heading for another COVID-19 state of emergency. Japan's Prime Minister says he's ready to impose tough restrictions as the coronavirus outbreak in the capital gets worse. Well, Tokyo has reported more than 880 new infections, exceeding 800 for 3 days in a row. Well, the virus emergency will cover Tokyo, Saitama, Chiba and Kanagawa prefectures. The declaration could take effect as early as Saturday and last for a month. Michio Ishida tells us more.
Hospitals across Japan are starting to be overwhelmed as COVID-19 cases surge in Tokyo and surrounding areas. And Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga says the situation is severe, with daily nationwide cases recording over 3,000.
東京都とその近県で12月の人出があまり減らなかったということです。また三が日も感染者数は減少しないで極めて高い水準になっている。こうした状況を深刻に捉えて、より強いメッセージを発することが必要だと判断をいたしました。
And he says his government will help secure more nurses and will be ready to deploy the medical team of the self-defense forces when needed.
昨年以来、対策に取り組む中で判明したことは、経路不明の感染原因の多くは飲食によるものと専門家が指摘をいたしております。したがって飲食でのリスクを抑えることが重要です。
Based on requests from 4 governors of Tokyo, Kanagawa, Chiba, and Saitama, restaurants and bars are expected to be shut down by 8 p.m. instead of 10 p.m. Mr. Suga said he will consider calling for a state of emergency to those 4 prefectures where half of the national total of the coronavirus cases are reported. If so, it'll mark a reversal as Mr. Suga had resisted such drastic steps to restrict economic activity.
必要なんじゃないかなと思いますけどね。やっぱ子供とかも生まれますし、ちょっと心配だなと思うんで。
出ても特に変わらないんじゃないかなと思います。
Mr. Suga did not say when the government would make a decision or what restrictions would follow, but he says he does not intend to resume the government-subsidized travel campaign, which supported the recovery of the tourism industry. Mr. Suga will consult his panel of experts to decide on specific restrictions and fresh subsidies for those who comply before calling for a state of emergency. He will introduce a new law to take punitive action against those who do not comply and submit the bill to Parliament. On border closure, foreigners who are not Japan residents can no longer enter the country, but those traveling on the reciprocal Green Lane Agreement with 11 countries can enter as the new and more contagious strain of COVID-19 from the UK and South Africa are not detected in those countries. As to vaccines, the government aims to approve by the end of this month and by late February start supplying them to healthcare workers, followed by senior citizens. Though the COVID-19 case numbers in Japan are still much lower than in many parts of Europe and the Americas, the country is still gearing up to host the Olympics in Tokyo this summer after it was postponed last year. And on Monday, Mr. Suga repeated his government's pledge to host the Games. Michio Ishida, CNA, Tokyo.